Ladies and gentlemen, now in previous games that I've played like Rift and World of Warcraft and MMORPGs, ongoing games, the general theme has been, as time passes, there are ways to make the content easier so that more players can experience and enjoy the game and kind of lower those frustration levels. However, the theme in the last year and a bit in Marvel Contest of Champions has been, how much stuff can we take away from the players? How much more difficult can we make it for people that haven't already completed the content? And I was so annoyed. I was so frustrated to see this change that they're making to Morningstar against the champion. And it just annoys me to like no extent. And I hate when they do this because they've done it like so many times in the last year for so many little bits and pieces. And it's just really frustrating because as somebody that makes a lot of video guides and like, this is how you do it. And like, these are really good champions. This just constantly, alters that and spreads misinformation and leaves people puzzled and just kind of frustrates players even more. And this is just such a silly change, man. It's completely unnecessary and it only serves to try and sell more potions. So to break this down for you, if you're not already aware, they're making a change to Morningstar where she can't regenerate against the champion in his final 10%. Now currently, I would say Morningstar is probably one of the best options, if not the best option for the champion, and the champion is arguably like the worst fight in the game. He's really frustrating, and the champion by himself, like he's difficult. However, the thing is, he's got so many link nodes on various paths that make this character even more annoying to fight. And one of the most like iconically annoying nodes is the no retreat, which is where you dash back twice on this fight and you start taking a crazy amount of degeneration damage. So you kind of need to either play like beyond perfectly, which in the champion fight is so difficult to do with kind of the spacing, aggression, everything you've got to manage there. And on top of that, you just got tons of fun and interactive damage. So the champion that literally carried me through this fight in that final 10% where you need to, you know, bait out and also dodge 5 special attacks in order to get that epic victory royale, was the solution for me getting this guy down, and also the solution for so many players that have done 100% Act 6. It's a really core strategy. So many people took their Morningstar up to rank 5 to use this strategy. So did I personally as well, man. That is the reason my Morningstar is at rank 5. And now, 10 months after the release of this, when so many players have used this strategy and benefited from this strategy, they decide that they're going to take this away and she can no longer regenerate in that final 10%, which just punishes players even more that haven't already gotten through and done this content, making it even harder and even more niche over time. So I was also watching some videos this morning from Rich the Man, I Lack Skills, and Katie on this one, just to get their opinions as well. And a lot of them were bringing up the point that, like, this year, man, we very conveniently had champion counters like Mojo, who can always regenerate based off the amount of you know, buffs that are expiring off the opponent, and also the brand new this month available in the Cavaliers tomorrow, Sorcerer Supreme, who's a really good option because she can regenerate as well via, you know, a percentage of damage taken on the block, and that can regenerate a core amount of the damage that you might take in this fight. But yeah, it's just like, it's like, how convenient, man. How convenient. You want to take away an existing really good option, and surprise, surprise, that, you know, a couple of the new characters released in the Cavaliers in the last few months just so happen to be kind of perfect replacements if you don't already have a maxed out Morningstar. So yeah, I just don't get why they need to make changes like this, man. I feel like it's really unnecessary, and it kind of just shafts players who had like a little bit of a lifeline to deal with it. The champion is a horrible fight. I really don't like that fight personally. I think there's so much frustration in that final 10% that it's just like, it's made a lot of people just go, I'm just done with Act 6, or just kind of like walk away from the game. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of kind of a brick wall fight like that heavy existing in the game, and then having all of these like really annoying link nodes on top of it that just make it a bit of a cash grab clown fiesta, and then taking away arguably one of the most valuable lifelines that players have. So yeah, it just doesn't really sit well with me, man, and I think that it's a bit of a poor job kind of justifying like why they're just doing it now, like 10 months down the line. If it was a problem, like the strategy's been known about since the very first week of the champion, and all of a sudden now when we've got 2 new Mystic champions available that you can purchase in the Cavaliers this weekend, that it's now become a problem. So yeah, it doesn't sit right, man, and Kabam, they need to stop doing stuff like this. It just makes them look like a bunch of scoundrels, and it's just something that, like, I just turn my nose up. I'm like, really, guys? You really want to, like, punish people even further on this absolutely terrible fight that so many players get stuck at? Is that what you really want to do? Is that how you want to treat the player base at the moment? Like, it doesn't sit well with me. Kabam, don't make this change. Revert Black Widow Clairvoyant as well, so she's a viable counter. This fight is frustrating enough as it is, and it's a big quit point. I've had so many messages from players that failed at this fight, got frustrated, just don't want to go back into Act 6 because of it, and doing this just is going to make it worse. So I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm just disappointed, man. I'm just disappointed. That's it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this whole debacle in the comments section below. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.